Mother 3 is a JRPG made for the Game Boy Advance. It was produced by HAL Laboratory and directed by famous Japanese novelist Shigesato Itoi. It was released in April of 2006 to great success in Japan. Mother 3 follows the story of Lucas, a young boy living on the Nowhere Islands along with the other troubled inhabitants of the Tazmily village. After a series of events leading to the death of Lucas's mother and brother and the appearance of the mysterious pig masks, Lucas and his friends must find out what they're up to and save their island. Mother 3 has a wide cast of characters that are relevant throughout the course of the game, each with their own motivations and personalities. The important recurring characters are Lucas, his dog Boney, his thief friend Duster, and Kumatora, a girl with magical powers. Chapter 1 takes its time to develop Lucas as a weak-willed crybaby, and helps the player become familiar with the island by letting them travel a bit, playing as Lucas's father, Flint. It's also at this time when the pig masks appear, setting fire to the forest and inadvertently killing Hinawa and Klaus, Lucas's mother and brother. Chapter 2 through 3 cover the rest of the main protagonists, including Duster the Thief, Kumatora the PSI user, and the pig mask leader Facade. These 3 introductory chapters help set up the world, its antagonists, its main players, before skipping ahead 3 years. Only by Chapter 4 does player control finally return to Lucas as he searches for Duster and Kumatora to join him in saving the islands from the pig mask threat. This is their call to action, and by Chapter 5, the party is formed and in the midst of fighting the pig masks. Chapter 6 is one of the shortest and most important chapters in the game, where Lucas sees a vision of his departed mother. This serves as a moment for Lucas to be an innocent child for a brief period, wanting to be by Hinawa's side and long for his mother's touch again. Despite Lucas's growth, he is still a child. Chapter 7 builds to the climax, the introduction of the Masked Man, a rival for Lucas as 2 of them now race to pull the majority of the 7 needles. The one who pulls at least 4 of the needles will be the one to awaken the Great Dragon and have the world reborn anew or destroyed forever. The final chapter of the game ties up all loose ends, while providing the player with a final new area to explore. After a major heart-wrenching plot twist, Lucas and the party defeat the antagonists and pull the final needle. The world then ends, reborn anew. Now that I've talked about the basic gist of the story, to talk about Mother 3, I'm going to break up my short analysis into 4 sections: visuals, music, story, and gameplay. All these parts find ways to play directly into the narrative. The game is from Lucas's point of view, the crybaby turned brave hero, who even after all he's been through, is still just a child. The cute, bright, and childlike visuals are meant to represent his positive outlook on life, and provide a juxtaposition to the darker story themes and terrible villains who inhabit the world. The music is written in a way to sound familiar to the player, playing off of pop culture tunes and familiar classical melodies. In addition, the game's use of leitmotifs gives the player a good sense of what is about to happen in the narrative, just by using sound and audio cues. While the story follows Lucas and friends as they try to stop the pig masks, the story touches on concepts of morality, while attempting to break away from the mold of video game protagonists triumphantly saving the day, and everyone lives happily ever after. The Tazmily villagers in the beginning of the game are content with everything they have in their lives. No one wants anything to change until the pig masks arrive and offer the villagers things they never realized they wanted. Each time you return to Tazmily, more and more the villagers have sided with the pig masks, whether it's for the comfort they give as a force, the items and services they offer, or because the villagers want to be part of the in-crowd. In terms of gameplay, I'm going to focus on the combat. Within each fight, your heroes will take hits from the enemies, but rather than taking the damage immediately and fainting the moment it hits 0, the characters have a rolling HP system, where their health will gradually decrease with the amount of damage they have taken. When hit with mortal damage, the character may get an extra turn or 2 in before their HP hits 0. This system allows for characters to take extra turns dependent on the quick wit of the player. The game uses this system to stress themes of love, allowing for allies to keep fighting for each other or even support each other even when dying. While the visuals, music, and gameplay are all very strong, the strongest aspect has to be the storytelling and writing. The characters are lovable, believable, and you feel for them when things go bad. That being said, while the game develops nearly everyone, Boney and Kumatora feel a bit lacking in terms of depth when compared to Lucas and Duster. My personal highlight of the game is Act 6. While after the first 5 acts, the game doesn't take time to address how Lucas feels, the scene where Lucas sees his mother is enough for the player to understand. Seeing his mother briefly, chasing after her just to hear her voice is an emotional moment for both Lucas and the player. When the game first came out in Japan, it was a massive hit and sold very well. Famitsu gave the game a 35 out of 40 and praised the game for its story. Eurogamer, on the other hand, gave it a 7 out of 10, also praising the story but criticizing it for being heavy-handed. In conclusion, Mother 3 is an amazing game, with fun gameplay, a heart-wrenching story, great characters, and a fantastic 6+ hour soundtrack. One can take a lot away from how the game handles its combat, its characters, music, and story.